Oh my God, we're here. Hello. How are you
What's up, everybody?
guys?
We're here.
Let's pretend we haven't been talking for 10 minutes already. Hi, guys. How is
What's going
everyone?
on?
I'm so
Can you guys see
tiny and
me?
short. What's going on
Sadly.
here? All right, that's better. That's better. That's better. Guys,
Kurt.
I'm like so excited and delighted and overwhelmed because of your help, I now have made affiliate status, and lovely people out there on the internet are subscribing to this channel, and that's it. We've succeeded, so we're pretty much
Woo!
done.
Well, it was a good night. Let's pack
Except
it in.
I'm still in the level 5, so it's
So it's
not
good.
over.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for
I
coming.
would like to
guys.
end on a high
Jazz, hello.
Step 17
how
in
is
our world
everyone?
conquest has completed.
Yeah, exactly. Now we just need to follow through the rest of it. What's going on? How's everybody's week? As good as mine?
I don't know, man.
Monday. Give it some time. It hasn't had a chance to fully
Yeah,
print itself on
really.
me yet.
Yeah.
I only count backwards from last week, so I feel like it's the end of my week now. What's going on with you guys? We didn't get as buried with snow as we thought we were going to up here. How about you, John?
It
that
has
weather
nonstop
brutal?
rain here for like 2 weeks. I mean, it to the point where you can't even step on a piece of grass without sinking in like 2 inches. Everything is
Really?
mud. There's standing puddles everywhere. And I did 22 hours worth of work on my house over the weekend, and 15 of it was outdoors in the rain. Good times.
Oh, you gotta
I
love that. What were you doing out in the rain? I just want to thank Bugbear and Pia. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
I
What'd you do in the rain?
I ripped the entire heating system out of my house in the middle of winter. Psh.
Good call. That sounds right on brand. That's John. That's the John I know.
Timing is everything. Well done.
That's it. That's
Yep.
it.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
So yeah, I burned about half the wood I had remaining here while I was working on that, and
I
I'm in the home
yeah.
stretch. I probably got another 5 hours worth of work left.
Cool.
So
What are you putting in?
I'm putting in a high efficiency cold weather heat pump that
Nice.
will make heat down to negative 12 degrees,
Awesome.
which will never happen here. But
Why would you
Uh,
want to make heat that's 12 degrees negative? It's gonna keep drinking.
John is our resident scientist, but he's not mad. I think that's my job as the mad one. But what about the rest of you guys? What's going on with you, Mike? I love your shirt. I feel like we match. We don't really, but it's pretty close.
I kind of figured, it's been a long, long time since I've been upstate.
It's true. We miss you, man.
Just what I've been doing. I've been nothing really too exciting to report back on. I wish I could say just honestly, what I've been doing, I guess, at work is for libraries is we're developing our 3-year long range plan, which we work with the community. So, and which is the staff and community, and we develop goals and objectives for the next 3 years that the library should undertake. So that's what we've been doing.
Awesome. Yeah.
libraries
that's good
interact with the
stuff.
community.
Never.
It's madness.
Appreciate slide 1. More books. Slide 2.
Yeah.
More reading.
Hey,
Thank you.
he's got a multimedia program going on over there. I know he does.
Well, that was the last time you were. That's in a personal library. That's what you're talking about. But no, the public library is a completely different story, Carrot. So-
Mike's personal library is impressive. It makes me jealous. Those of you who like you guys here all know, but I lived with Mike for a few months a couple of years back. He was like kind enough when I fell flat on my ass to let me come crash, and I will never be able to repay him for that. But I lived amongst his books, and they were like deeply inspiring and invigorating. He's got like one of the best collections of like RPG games like going on. His library probably is more impressive even than his own house is, but you got a lot of good stuff, Mike.
Well, I got so. Well, I mean, it's the thing is, if you include my public library collection, then we're really talking about
Oh
the
yeah,
greatest,
then
really
like
the best
nobody can
collection.
compete.
I
Well,
always
the
imagined
best
that
ever.
if I ever worked at a video store, I'd be like, well, this stuff's still on the shelf at the end of the night. I'm going to bring it home and watch it. Like, do you have like unlimited checkout privileges being level 17 at your job?
Well, Kurt, I'm glad that you asked that question because I got to tell you, anyone that belongs to a public library has unlimited checkouts. It's the borrow time that's where I get the benefits from, where I can I can extend my borrow time a little bit longer than the normal average bear.
You're
So-
You guys listening
stud.
out there? Get a
You're
job
such
at a
a
library. Yes, he's a baller, man. Look at that shirt. Come on.
It's awesome.
I'm wearing a flannel.
Taylor.
Come on.
I
Taylor,
feel like I
what's
should go
going on
get
with
my
you?
red
How are
flannel,
you?
but okay.
Not much at all. I've been working on my stickers,
Nice.
starting to prep for for those who don't know, I work in a greenhouse.
She
Help
does.
run a greenhouse, and we're getting
Mhm.
brand new greenhouse benches, which I am so excited for. Something that nobody else in the world cares about except for me. And I think I planted the seed of D&D.
No pun intended.
Oh, buddy.
No pun intended.
So it begins.
Planted the seed in my little brother's head about playing D&D.
Oh,
That's
yeah. You
wonderful.
told me about this earlier today. She's like talking to her kid brother, who's how old? He's like a little kid.
No, he's like 8.
I mean, to me, that's a little
That's
kid.
a
I'm an
little
old
kid.
They're
man
getting
now.
so
It's
big
much
soon.
closer to you than me, you know?
Insane how big they're getting. My siblings.
That is true. He's not that little, but I love the idea that like you're converting your brother
Oh, it's
to
wonderful.
D&D, and then your dad and your grandfather come in and are like, "What are you doing?"
I know. Stop recruiting, and I was like, no.
It's
I
fantastic.
showed him the pictures of our characters. I explained to him all our magic items, and he was all like, he's into Mario, so he's just like, oh, like in Mario, I'm like, yeah, like how Mario gets like power ups and like all of these different things. He's like, oh, like boss battles. I'm like, yeah.
It's just like Mario. I'm
It was-
waiting for Hulrick to jump on a turtle and for Mike to start eating mushrooms. That's what I need.
That's-
Not Christmas,
that's
Whole
but
nother party. That's a whole nother party.
The best part of explaining everything to him was like going through each of our characters and being like, yeah, you know how in like Lord of the Rings there's like Gandalf and there's like, this guy. So this is Ulrich and he's Gimli.
he's Gimli. Yes.
It's like,
Yes.
yes.
Oh gosh.
yeah.
That's
So that was
fantastic.
wonderful.
Cool.
Yeah. That was my achievement for the week.
Cool.
Achievement
Well,
unlocked.
I started watching The Watch, Kurt. I've watched one episode, and I got word from my partner in life, my lady love. She's like on the road for a little bit, but she started watching Invisible City, Mike, and like came back at me with that, like, oh my God, it's so good. And I'm like, Mike just told me last week it's on my list.
There we go. And I watched
Confirmation.
an episode of The Watch as well. So yeah, it's definitely a little more funky Terry Pratchett style than the Invisible City. Invisible City is definitely a serious.
And
I mean, Terry Pratchett is so singular. Yeah.
and it's not how I had envisioned The Watch. Is not how I envisioned Discworld, but I appreciate. And I know that came under a lot of, I think, fire from like some of like his estate. But I appreciate. I think I appreciate the attempt. Like it doesn't have to match what's in my head for me to still appreciate that there's a series out there about Discworld.
Yeah, man.
So I've been enjoying it, and then I've been playing Immortals: Phoenix Rising on my PlayStation.
Oh, I haven't even heard of it.
Like that.
I was wondering if that was good or not.
It's so good. It's like a cross. Someone said, one of my friends said it's like a cross between Assassin's Creed Odyssey and like Zelda. Like in terms of it's like kind of a cartoony tone, but it's completely set in the world of Greek mythology. And so you're like, there's like, and it's humorous. I mean, the whole thing's narrated by Zeus and Prometheus, and there's like little asides, like, Hephaestus and Aphrodite arguing, and Hephaestus saying, "This is why I'm in a therapist. My therapist always agrees with me," and Aphrodite's like, "Our therapist is Echo. She's just saying back what you're saying to her." And so there's lots of like little kind of like references like that, and some are like more. Anyway, it's a fun kind of cartoony, platformy, open world, huge open world, puzzly game. So if you have a platform that carries Immortals: Phoenix Rising, and Phoenix is like Phenyx. I would highly
Phoenix,
recommend
like
it. It's been a
Phoenix
lot of
Downs
Okay.
from Final Fantasy.
I'm glad
Okay.
to get a recommendation for that.
It never
Noted.
made it
Cool.
on my radar back in the day, but I've been actually just 30 Rock popped up. I've been watching 30 Rock. It just never made it onto my radar. I never watched it. And I'm in season 2 now, and I've been enjoying the hell out of that for the last week or so.
I've not watched it, but there's so much talent there, like Tracy Morgan, Tina Fey, Alec Baldwin. Those guys they're good, you know. And like I don't even know the like smaller players or whatever. Like I've not watched it, but I've seen bits and pieces and like, yeah.
I still remember one of my favorite lines is they're talking about like putting in a mentor program and having mentees, and Tracy Jordan is like, I'm your mentor and you're my manatee.
Or Dr. Spaceman. Dr. Spaceman was really fun.
Spaceman.
Spaceman.
Dude, we're so lucky to have Tracy
that's a
Morgan.
great show.
Nice.
The fact that like he survived that whole car crash is like a blessing to the world, really. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yesterday was my like binge watch day. Like Matt and I made chocolate strawberries, and I watched all 3 of the How to Train Your Dragon movies out of order.
Oh, okay.
I started with the last one, then watched the first one, and then watched the second one. And honestly, they're some of the most they are some of my favorite movies. I
That's
love those
impressive.
movies.
I'm not
That's
sure
impressive.
why you've seen them.
They're amazing.
I'm not sure why you've seen it. So that's some shade. Well, I have barely watched anything because this is officially, I think, my 9th day in a row running or playing some kind of Dungeons and Dragons. I recounted this story to some of you guys, but I'll just tell it quickly. I got to play D&D this week, which was like,
nice.
woo!
Who
I
permitted
had
that?
like
How did
no
that happen?
idea how to even
I'm
do that.
pissed because that is not in the bylaws.
It's not. It's not. Kurt and I might soon be able to play D&D together, which is very delightful. But I've been like fortunate enough in the post-show recaps community. I've talked about those guys a little bit. Go find them. Postshowrecaps.com. Post-show recaps Patreon is really what you're looking for. Go sign up to the Patreon, $10 a month. You get into the Discord. Great people. This is a community that like I connected with Kurt with years ago through RHAP. But anyway, we've been building a little D&D program over there, and so all of us played in our home game, which was a West Marches game set in Cormier in the village of Misty Bay. So I took like a lot of that experience and like kind of set up a thing over there, and it's just been unreal because there's a huge community of people. I think there's 30 something players signed up now. There's 3 other dungeon masters besides myself, and one of them was kind enough to invite me to like go play in one of the games.
Awesome.
So I rolled in with my elven blade singer, who's only first level and not a blade singer yet, and we had like a hell of a night. And at the end, I was confronted by a doppelganger alongside the rest of my party, and this doppelganger took the visage of my character, of course, and then just beat me into the ground. One shot, boom, out, 0 hit points, right? And I went immediately after that, rolled my first death saving throw, critical 1. And then the fellow after me, Boone's Blackpaw, legitimate businessman, also he's legitimate. Don't even laugh, John. He also at 0 hit points rolled his death saving throw, critical 1, back to back, right after mine. So now the 2 of us are sitting here with 2 failed death saving throws, and I'm like yelling at the dungeon master, like, "Kill me! You got it! Just kill me! Leave me here!" I'm like screaming at the rest of the party, "You got to get Boons out!" But anyway, it was a harrowing, exciting, overwhelming experience. I really I didn't even know what to do with myself to like actually be a player, but it was delightful. That's my plug for those guys. Go check out post show recaps. You guys would all really like it, by the way.
Yeah,
You've got to be one of the worst players for a DM. I love you to death.
No,
You're my
I
buddy,
think
but
I
you
did
just have
good.
such a handle on the mechanics that it's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
I know. I mean, I really made an effort to not make like an overpowered character. I did not go with any of like the crazy things that I could have done. I'm just a mage.
Yeah.
You know. But I was struggling. I felt like immediately I'm like, man, I shouldn't have been a mage. Like, I can't play this character with this high intelligence because I have to play dumb, man. I should not be the smartest person in the party. You know? This is bad. But anyway, it was a delight.
Awesome.
So to that end, do you guys want to play some Dungeons and Dragons? Mike's like Stranger Things. Can we play Dungeons and Dragons now?
I don't know. You just said that, like, how can you want to play a mage, but you don't want to be the smartest person.
Well, I realized after starting, Mike, I was like, I'm supposed to, like, as this person with this deep lore about D&D, I need to, like, compartmentalize all that stuff and get in the character and play in the moment. And, like, the mage is supposed to know things. So I was having this really struggle, like, with what does, like, Andromeda's Vesk know? And what do I know? And, like, I'm trying to not be too much. It was a lot. It's a lot.
That's why I put the Aid Intelligence, my dump stat.
I really should have played an Aid Intelligence cleric as well.
Yeah.
If you guys watch the podcast, is that what it is? Watch the show, you'll find out what happened to Rich's character after he failed that one death saving throw.
It wasn't recorded. It was temporal. You had to be there in the moment. But the podcast that I'm doing over there is a lot of fun anyway.
Full of lies, Michael.
Later.
My goodness.
We don't know if he's alive or not. We'll never know. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no. I lived. Quite fortunately for me, Eliana, the Divine Soul Sorceress, the other elf in the party, the other Eladrin, as it were, she came to my rescue, and I was like, you don't realize what you've done. Like, you just brought home a stray dog, and my character's a little damaged and emo. I'm like, I'm going to be following you around in the streets like Batman, you know? It's great. Anyway, this is a tangent. Yeah. This is a tangent. The podcast is freaking amazing, Jess. It's so good.
Jess Sterling in the chat, Casey in the chat.
We got our boy Kraft, and we got a good squad. There's some awesome people out here tonight. Bugbear, Pia, good people. I'm excited.
Do I know some of these people, Rich?
You definitely do. Bugbear is an RHAP associate. I think you definitely know Pia. I love you, Pia.
Oh, that's Pia.
Yeah.
I say this is Adam H. It's Piano Man Adam, not Pia.
Oh.
No Man and Adam.
That's hilarious. Thank you, Adam. That's so hilarious, Adam. I've been like watching you in here like the last couple of weeks. I saw you pop in a couple times, and I'm like, oh, Pia. Oh, yeah. Hey, Adam. I love you. Adam, I took out adventuring last night. He was obliterating stuff. This guy's a monster, dude. He's the scariest halfling I ever met.
It's like,
anyway.
I'll take anal bum covers for 400. an album cover.
It's 9:26. And we have not started playing any D&D yet. So I'm going to use my authority as the Dungeon Master to yank this train back onto the rails.
No.
Wait, who's Bugbear? Who's Bugbear? Do I know you, Bugbear?
I think you probably do.
If you wish to reveal your real name.
So.
Anyway.
Do you guys have any questions? Anything we need to go over? You all leveled up. You made it to 5th level as of last session. Don't ask me what I had for breakfast, Kurt.
Peach cider.
No, I know what a local shrub brush in the area had for breakfast. It had basilisk guts because I mulched, and then I yanked away its sentience.
That's why you gotta love Kurt. Thank you for the layup. And so, when last we left our heroes, these 4 youths, all having been raised in the village of Erkengard, high in the passes of the Drakencaern Mountains, had no idea what was coming for them as the armies of the Sapphire Legion descended upon their village and razed it near to the ground as far as they know, capturing all of their friends and family from their childhood. They were ushered by some of the elders in the village, particularly one Ursula Vandren, an ogre magi, 8-9 feet tall, purple-skinned, wild black hair, powerful sorceress, a monster in other realms, but in this, a mother, a grandmother, a leader of people. And so she handed to you a bundle of old items kept in her protection over all the years that she's warded and watched over this small hidden hamlet high in the mountains. And the 4 of you, fleeing through tunnels and passages leading deep beneath the mountain, faced a number of ferocious encounters. But as of last week, you made it to the surface. Crixus Copperstone, Earth Genasi, half dragon, met a new friend, the Galeb Dur, named Nemi, a stone with sentience animated who spoke to you of his stewardship over this entrance into the tunnels beneath the mountains. And so you guys spoke with him for a time and then waited for darkness to fall, as you're certain that the troops of the Sapphire Legion are out there. On wyverns in the sky, on wolves on the ground, they search for the stragglers and survivors of their attack on Erkengard. And so you guys decided to travel under cover of darkness. Angus Brighthorn, the Minotaur, the only one amongst you who cannot see in such darkness. And so holding on to the shoulder of his dwarvish brother, Ulrich Stormbeard, the four of you took to the trails. There was some jockeying for position. Eerie, quite frustrated at being put third in the line, as she cannot see past these tall people. But you found shelter where you decided to make camp for the day, but were attacked by basilisks, which you defeated handily. At which point Angus used his newfound ability to speak with plants to have a small conversation with the shrub brush, clearly inciting deep existential crisis in said plant, before it requested, like, please, before you turn off my consciousness, will you at least compost me with the remains of this basilisk?
That's generous. That's generous. And thinking that it was aware I was going to cut off his consciousness, it just kind of was like.
Go back and watch episode 5 for more on that. and with that, Eerie, having harvested the venom of the basilisks from its teeth, Ulrich, with the aid of Crixus, a little bit blood-shy about it, having cut the meat off the back of these bestial lizards, Eerie used one of her new spells to conjure a dome of protection, Vandrin's dome of protection, named for Ursula, her ward, her teacher, her mentor, her parent in many ways, other than biological. And so, that is where we left off last week, as the four of you entered this impenetrable, opaque dome of magic that Eerie has conjured. It lasts for 8 hours. You're all up to sleep, regain your health, restore some weariness. The strain of all of this still weighs heavy upon you, but you at least now have a destination. Yes?
Yes.
Does Eerie have, or anybody else have, like a vial to like hold
Good
liquids?
Question. Sure, I have a couple hanging around somewhere.
I'm slightly worried that the bull wants a vial for liquids, but okay.
Could oh, Angus is a bull. So could Angus collect like a vial of his own blood before he takes a long rest?
Do you have a vial? Did you say you had one, Eerie?
I mean,
That's no.
That's a lot of no.
I have 2 ink bottles. I could dump one of them out and fill it with your blood.
No, it's not worth it. So before they turn in, Angus will activate the ring for 1 hit point of damage. So this Minotaur, for those of you new to the chat, takes off the ring that he inherited from his father. He takes it off of his horn where it rests, and he kind of pricks his finger on the little knob on the inside of the ring, and it activates this magic from his blood, and the ring spins. For some reason, I keep picturing like the top from Inception. I don't know why, but
That's fascinating. Okay,
but the ring starts to spin, and images potentially appear inside. But this ring has kind of been a guiding force for like where they need to go and what they need to do. Mm-hmm. But yeah, before they go to sleep, he will, let some of his blood out into the little receptacle on the inside of his ring, just to see if there's anything new. Because I think last we'd heard, like, it showed him images of this dwarven tomb, and they're kind of headed toward it. But this can at least kind of see if it's still doing the same, like, guiding in the same direction.
True. Oh, that's not a good window. Let's do that. How about this?
Oh.
This is a better depiction. It does not have Latin written on it. There's not nearly so much symbology as what we see on this. But fundamentally, the ring, as you nick the tip of your finger, the drop of blood like rolling into this almost microscopic hole in the interior of the ring. We see it rise up out of your hand, levitating, and it begins unfolding and unfurling, spinning and rotating. And you feel it drawing you again to the southwest. As we know, the Dungeon Master sometimes has issues with directions. I will close this. It is pulling you to the southwest of
towards
the location that you're at now.
Based on where we left last time, I know we were heading towards the gorge.
Yeah.
It's heading. It still appears to be heading towards the tomb of something Khan.
Graal-Khan.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, you feel the sphere, the ring, is drawing you southwest in the direction of the tomb.
I'll probably just monitor that for every conceivable night.
Yep, makes sense. Were you going to use the basilisk venom for a transfusion or something? I'm really curious now. The basilisk blood, rather. I
was going to collect my blood in a vial so I didn't have to prick my finger all the time.
Right. That's where I figured you were going.
Look at the workarounds. Player characters always coming up with workarounds. It's inspiring, I gotta say. I gotta take notes here. I might actually play D&D again in the next 2 weeks.
Not if I have anything. I'm kidding.
So, you guys are able to rest for the night in this resilient dome of force and protection. It lasts for 8 hours. Is there anything of note? Are there any conversations? Are you guys talking about anything this time?
Hey, just point of information. Is it translucent, the dome, or is it solid? I mean, can you see through it?
We can see out of it. People can't see into it. Pretty sure.
It's transparent from the inside.
Yes. Let me double check.
You can make it look like however you want it.
Dump it in the chat.
Yeah.
You can make it look like however you want to look from the outside.
So, we got a full rest. I can put my hit points back.
Just checking. I think you did. Yes, you do get a full rest. Nothing's going to break into the dome, at least.
Yep, the dome is opaque from the outside. Any color I choose, but it's transparent from the inside.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Nice.
It's quite formidable.
This.
What's the casting time?
It's a ritual. Just 1 minute.
Well, but with rituals are 10 minutes, so it's 11 minutes. If it's not cast as a ritual, it's 1 minute.
Yes.
The standard casting time is 1 minute. Yeah, if you cast it as a ritual, it'll be 11. Okay, so you guys awake 8 hours later. The days are short as it's spring, but they're growing longer. I mean, it's still light out as you guys awaken, and the dome itself kind of dissipates around you, Eerie.
I'm still picturing all the insects that are resting on it now, just all collapse on us when it disappears. And
if it snows, imagine if it snows.
Snow.
So okay, what do you guys want to do? Are you gonna hang out till dark, or are you gonna press on now? What's the plan?
How long till dusk?
You guys stopped right at light, so what are we talking about here? Another maybe hour or so, 2 hours.
So we haven't heard anything of the pursuers that we had.
Well,
why doesn't everybody roll perception checks except for Crixus, who doesn't roll perception checks because he doesn't pay attention to anything because he's a little kid?
We have a weird question to ask before we get into that.
Please.
This just relates to, we slept for 8 hours, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Is this winter?
No, it's spring.
Okay.
But it's cold up here, right?
No, I was just curious how much light's in the day. That's all.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like the days are still short, but they're getting longer. They're not like super short. You know what I mean? So there's another like hour and a half thereabouts before it's actually going to be like dark out.
So how long did we travel? If you could refresh my memory, how long did we travel before we heard the alert from our friend by the...
It was only like a couple of steps out of, like, you had not really traveled yet. It was before you left the sort of entrance back to the surface from the caves. Like, you guys came out of the caves, you camped there that night, or that day. I'm going to keep getting that wrong. And then that night, you guys, like, discussed what should we do, where should we go. You were working over the map, and that's when, like, Nemi came up. So you traveled for, like, a solid 10 hours over the course of the night.
Right, but how far into that 10 hours was it until we heard the alert that Nemi said he was going to make a noise?
Oh, right. Yeah. The alert of Nemi sent you. It still was like pretty much almost that whole time. Like 10 hours, 8 or 10 hours. You heard this like rumbling of rocks coming off the mountain behind you, You were miles away, but like that stuff's loud, man. It echoes. It sounded like an avalanche almost.
Okay, so the majority of the night had passed that we traveled through the night, and then we heard it. So it's, if they were actually on our heels, it might be logical to think they're close. If they were actually on our path. So...
Right, like we had kind of like established that they were, at least that far behind you. I think it was actually, now that we're talking about it, it was 6 hours. It was exactly 6 hours that that Nemi like sent you the alert, and you guys pressed on further. So like you were at least like 6 hours out in front of them as of yesterday.
And now we just rested 8. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would turn to the companions. I don't know if we can back this up, but if there's any time in the sphere before it, it dissipates, I think this would be the conversation you were asking about if we would talk inside the dome protection.
Okay, so it's like those moments in the morning as you guys kind of wake up and are having this conversation.
So I would just turn to everybody and ask, do we assume that they're out there? Do we assume that whoever was chasing us is here, trying to get us?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. Like,
So,
and Eerie, like, going back a little bit to, like, the perception check, like, Eerie is, as soon as they wake up, she's looking around and, like, listening. See if she can hear, like, the wolves or anything like that.
Rich, is this terrain something we could easily be tracked in? Is it mostly stone where we sought refuge?
Yeah, like we've talked about it a couple times, right? But like most of the ground up here is like rocky, stony. There's snow all over the place, but it's like gusting around and blowing. You're not walking through like blankets and sheets of snow that like even when you do leave footprints, like the wind whips the snow away, It's not like there's a very clear trail. You leave a bit of a trail, but and you and Crixus did try to like cover it up last time rather, to whatever effect you pulled off, but it's not like pure snow, though there are points that you have to like break through these big drifts of snow, and it's like kind of evident something's been through there, right?
So we wait for dusk and then we set out.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should wait.
If there's light out, I'm all about that. That's,
Yeah, I honestly, I don't think we can afford to wait. I think we need to.
Okay.
Okay. And so
we weren't turning exactly quiet. I think we learned, so we can. I think we can keep. Crixus has pretty good perception there.
Well, and the wolves as well that we were hearing.
Oh yeah.
My concern is that most anything moves faster than me.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and
most anything moves faster than me in the dark. So.
Well, but the point is that it would be an ambush I'd be worried about, that they knew where we camped, went past us, and set up an ambush.
Then
that would be the concern.
To me, that's not a concern. That's going to be a great story when we kick their butts. I look forward to anybody trying to ambush this for, eh?
Me too. I love it.
Yeah,
I say bring it, you blue sapphire dynasty people.
You moved back home, didn't you, Kurt? Yeah, you did.
Golly, what do you mean?
Little bit. Let's not throw our lives away here. I know y'all run around with 40 plus hit points, but some of us
Oh yeah,
still
no.
pretty low. Okay. So yeah, let's just keep our eye out and keep going.
The thing is, we know what we're looking out for. They don't know what they're looking out for, and so I think that gives us an upper hand.
Okay. And so I think with that, the dome having dissipated, you guys are kind of finishing your conversation in these moments after it's kind of faded away, and you begin your journey again. You're pressing westward, using your skills orienteering, having grown up in these desolate peaks, as it were. Most of you are very well versed in life out here, all of you really, but 3 of the 4 of you have proficiency at survival.
Did the perception checks come up with anything?
Yup.
Oh,
They
great.
sure did.
Not mine.
Oh.
Angus?
No, I don't want them to go.
As you guys are like making your way, you're like listening very carefully, especially in these like first moments as you're out there, and there's nothing but like the desolate kind of howling of the wind through the peaks and the gullies over the rocks. A familiar sound. We might think of it as desolate, but perhaps these 4 youths find it comforting, the sounds of home. But as you guys are kind of striding, making your way, like you're beginning to descend from the height of this massive slope, right? You have to drop down and then back up to get into the gorge, you know. The vistas all around you. It's a steely gray day. The sun is not like blue in the air. You think to yourselves, like, at least the clouds may offer us some cover from whatever prowls in the sky. Those wyverns and their riders that descended on your village. But Crixus and Eerie, as you guys are like making your way kind of like down this path, I think the pair of you here mingled with the howling of the wind. Ooh, oh, oh, the howling of wolves behind you.
Oh my gosh. I like turned to everybody. Do you guys hear that? I hear them.
Only you and Crixus.
No, I just hear the wind.
Howler just shrugs.
Yeah.
They're behind us. They're behind us. They're 100. They're totally behind us.
Who's
Crixus
they?
is looking
Who's
for
they,
berries.
Ari?
The people that we were scared that were tracking us. Those people. The wolves. I hear the wolves.
I don't think we were scared. We were scared of wyverns. It's a different W word there, Eerie. You read.
You recall when we left, we were keeping an eye out for wolves.
But there's wolves in the woods. I mean, that's.
No, the wolves, the rider.
Can I listen again? If I listen again, can I get another chance to see if I hear it?
I don't think so. I think
No?
it's like let it ride thing. I think
All
that
right.
like they're not perpetually making noise. You know what I mean? It's not like an engine running or something. They howled and like you guys just didn't hear it.
Well,
you
so
know?
I would ask, did it sound close?
Close enough to hear them.
Well, I mean, we were 6 hours away and we heard the
Yeah.
rock slide. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
but
that was our
It
alert.
sounds scary in these woods. Let's just keep going. We're fine.
So how far away would I say, Rich? How far away did they sound?
Not that far.
That's no.
Rich has his roll initiative.
Forward. No, we not only heard the rocks, we also
The roll initiative voice.
No.
Face.
Stop
Face.
it.
Yep.
No. I will say,
All right.
if we want to maybe move faster, and
I'll pick
I
you up.
don't want to like,
Outpace the wolves.
I just don't want to use something right away, but I can conjure a couple climb dogs.
Let's just wait. I said,
Yeah.
Angus, can you take point? I'll take the rear if they're coming from behind us.
Is it still light out, Rich?
It's still a bit light out. Yes.
I can for now. I can see a bit. So let's just keep pressing forward. I mean,
Okay,
look, the four of us kicked some. We've kicked some grizzly bear, some cave bear, and owl bear. But just hope these are wolf bears because we got a good thing going on with the bear problem.
Angus.
Bear slayers.
Again, the optimism is appreciated, but we cannot take on an army.
Yeah, this is Dynasty, right? This is Dynasty related. This isn't just random creature in tunnels.
I agree. We should move. We need to keep moving and faster.
So I'm going to
I
look
cast
at Real
Mage
Rich.
on myself.
That'll be the marching order.
Got it. So the marching order is Angus, Eerie, Crixus, Ulrich. Is that about right?
For as long as the light allows, yeah.
Got it.
Eerie
So
did.
as you guys are now like kind of double timing, you're hustling along this trail, moving with speed and determination. Angus in the front. The sun.
I'm really moving.
Yeah. The sun has vanished behind the peaks in the west, the last rays of light kind of filling the gray sky with that haze of twilight. You guys peer out westward, the direction you're going, and it really is a breathtaking moment as like the hues of like purple and orange and red like mix, shining from behind these vast towering snow-capped peaks that are the Drakencairns. And you begin like making tracks, right? And so scree rock falling beneath your feet, the occasional patches of snow and ice. It's tough walking, it's tough moving even faster than that, but you're doing the best you can, banging away. And after about like 15 minutes or so, like you've come down lower, you see like there are trees scattered and sparse around you. That's always a good sign, right? Here we go.
Great.
As you pull up what I'm guessing is a battle map.
Yeah, we're getting
It
him.
is. It's a Mattlebap.
Battle
Battle
And
Well, Angus is going to kind of try to casually bend down and pick up a stone, and he's going to cast light on it, but hold it in his hands. So as it's getting progressively darker, he will kind of let some of the light show through the gaps in his fingers, just so that he can make sure that he sees the path in front of him without like a blaring, like it's not like he's casting light on his, shield or anything.
yeah.
So, Rich, we traveled about an hour so far, right?
Yep. A little bit. About that. Yep.
Well
Should've
because
stayed
you said
in
it was about an hour getting dark or so, I thought, but maybe I was wrong.
I said like an hour and a half
like
till
an
it
hour.
gets dark, right? So
Okay,
like
so
it's
it's
the
getting-
sun's setting now. We're in that like twilight, magic hour or whatever.
Okay.
Is anybody spark?
Can I cast a spell or no?
Sure.
I vote yes.
I say yes too.
All right.
No, I take it back. You can't. No.
He's
Just
outnumbered.
kidding.
He's the DM, but
Of
he's
course.
outnumbered. I say you do it.
Of course, you could cast a spell. What are you casting?
I'm going to cast Aid on everyone.
Nice.
I'm going
at
to
first level,
cast
could you
it
put it in the chat, Mike?
at a 3rd level spell slot.
Whoa.
So that means everybody's going to get 10 hit points for the duration.
Could you put it in the chat?
Mike, did you happen to watch the Monday night level up stream from last week?
No.
Just let you know, Angus has motivational speech as a spell, so he can do something similar to Aid, where everybody gets 5 hit points temporary, but it lasts either 10 minutes or an hour. I have to double check. But the thing is, if you ever get hit while that spell, you get advantage on wisdom saving throws, and if you get hit while that spell is cast on you, you get advantage on your next attack.
I just had this vision of this bull Tony Robbins with a Midwestern accent. But anyway, so.
And then after that, we'll do some fire walking. And but so that's it takes like a minute to cast. So let's just so down the road we can coordinate that, because we
That's
can't
what I thought.
both get the temporary hit points. But I
think the way things go, the coordination is great. This is 10 hit points in less for 8 hours.
okay.
Yeah, that's pretty sick,
Cool.
man. 8
Yeah.
hours, no concentration. So we see
Very
Crixus like murmur this prayer over you, as we've seen him do so many times before, and you all are rewarded with these extra 10 temporary HP. You can put them in the blue bubbles on your token if you guys want. I don't know if that like is relevant, or you could just keep track of them however you like.
There's a temporary hit point box on the character sheet.
Yep, it goes to the blue bubble. So that being said, as you guys are like moving along, I think we hear again close. All of you hear it, and then from the other side.
As a bard, I recognize the call and response part of the song.
Are you going to use prestidigitation to create spider pheromones?
Not just yet.
Okay, that's fair. That's a go-to when things get hairy. I'm just trying to keep track on tabs of what's happening here.
I would do owl bears maybe, or cave bears.
I don't know. Spider pheromones are his specialty. So I think that you, as you guys are coming down this gully, having now like broken from the alpine heights down past the tree line, you see to your left and to your right these massive hulking forms, bigger than the wolves that you've ever seen up here. Wolves are not prolific in this part of the mountain, but they exist. They hunt the Roth and the Ibex, but these are not wolves. They're wargs. Their faces are like these twisted visages that are almost humanoid, almost human-like in certain ways. Terrifying, this ferocious kind of intelligence in their eyes. And astride them, on their backs, are these small figures in scale armor that has been painted blue, and they have these helms on them with like these terrible ears rearing back and these vicious noses and teeth, fangs, and these wargs are barreling down at the pair of you. The riders like crouched on the top of them in this like loping, like rapid kind of gait, in these very strange sorts of saddles as they come. With that, I don't know what I should say next, but I feel like it's roll initiative.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hey, does my gifted blue armor seem to bear any resemblance to the color of their armor?
Your armor is actually the hide of a blue dragon. It is like real scale hide. And so what they're wearing is very much metal armor that's been painted blue.
Gotcha.
So the tones are very different, right?
Okay.
Like,
I was just wondering if this was maybe from them back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, totally. I think that you're more inclined to think it's like the opposite, right? As this is like the scales of like this blue dragon. So it's almost got that like iridescent thing as the sunlight comes over it, right? There's these shifting hues and this almost like scintillating kind of like rainbow reflection rolling off the light of it. Because it is this like natural biological thing. It's very beautiful.
Okay.
Okay, did you guys click your tokens? Click your tokens. Click your tokens.
I don't see an initiative tracker.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true.
There we go.
Great.
Jeez. I didn't take you out from last time. Click your tokens again and reset it.
No, those are the right initiatives.
Problems. There were
mine's right.
There were a whole bunch of extras in there, I think. Weren't there?
Nope.
No.
Just SAR 4.
Gosh. You'd think I know what I'm doing by now. I guess not.
Oh, I rolled the same initiative. That's handy.
That's...
I will reset mine.
And John rolled Crixus's initiative, and...
I keep trying to change mine, and it keeps going back to this.
You just made me waste a second 19 on an initiative roll, Rich, when that could have been an attack.
Sorry.
Bummer.
Sorry.
Oh!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jeez, yeah. No, get him out now. Yep.
That's not
Yeah,
terrific.
that's true.
Get him out now.
That's really not terrific.
Yikes.
Have we encountered wargs before, Rich, in our time?
Definitely not.
Oh,
No.
definitely not.
No, definitely not.
Oh.
Yikes.
What?
Yikes.
What's the matter? Angus, you're up.
Spider pheromones, huh?
What did I just roll?
What?
All the good rolls, and now roll shitty for the rest of the night.
God.
That's it.
That's true, because there were like 2 natural 20s that Rich rolled in our hook horror battle a couple of weeks back. I think
I
he's
remember.
getting rid of those
Yeah.
now.
John's like, I remember. I think we might test out your new hit points tonight.
I need to try my new hit points.
Angus is going to take the short bow from his back and fire it at the rider. He's just going to assume that the riders have all the control in the situation. So yeah, he'll shoot his an arrow from his short bow at the rider to the left.
Okay. Go
19.
right ahead. Make your attack roll. 19 at the rider. That should hit.
And could you say whether the riders are they kind of like goblinoid?
Yeah, I mean, their helms look like goblin faces, you know, and they're very like goblinoid, and they're small, riding on the backs of these big old wargs. And the wargs, for whatever reference might matter, here you go. They're really like horrific looking, vicious kind of.
Rich, can we determine what the goblins are carrying as weapons?
Absolutely, you can, as your very high passive perception score indicates. They have bows, and they seem to have spears as well.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Angus, the arrow strikes the rider for 8 points of piercing damage.
Left, you said, or right? Which one?
The one to the left. He can't really see the one to the right through the trees, or it's...
Yep. Got it. You're kind of like descending,
I
right?
see
This
that now.
ledge on your side, but you're tall enough that I think you're able to like you fire the shot over the top of the ledge, and it hammers into this little goblin, like, and you hear like, but yeah, the wind blows. Angus, that's your action. You have movement and a bonus action.
Can he take out his shield as like a free action of some kind?
Yep, as part of his movement, sure.
Part of his movement, okay. And then for a bonus action, he will turn to Eerie, and he will say, "There once was a gnome named Eerie. She had the knowledge of Siri. She used to cast spells. It went very well, and I really think of her as my dearie." And that's with Bardic Inspiration. Eerie now has a D8 of Bardic Inspiration from Angus.
Okay.
Nice. Make note of that. So you're holding your bow in one hand, your shield in the other. Eerie, you are inspired. Angus, you want to move? You're holding your ground.
So inspired.
Holding my ground.
Okay. On 22, this fellow goes. You guys hear like from out in front of you, Hulric. You fear that you might have been right as you see another pile of these riders like racing up from below you to intercept.
Nice.
Right. Yep. So this one fires a shot with his bow as the warg is like racing down at you. I think he shoots for you, Angus, and misses solidly. And yep.
I saw the one. I was like, oh.
Yeah, me too. I got excited for a second there. The warg comes barreling down on top of you and proceeds to bite. 26. I guess that hits.
Who is that on? Is that on me also?
Yes, that's on you. This one comes like racing down at you, so it bites you for 11 points of piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution or strength?
Strength, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I can read just fine.
It's all good.
That's not my line. I'm stealing it from a mutual friend of ours, as you all know out there in the chat. not taking credit. No plagiarism.
Saving throw of 20 I rolled. So
yes, you made it. This thing does not throw you to the ground. So that's that guy. He has closed in on you. Meanwhile, over here, Mr. 21, geez, with these rolls.
Seriously.
It is rushing in at you guys, dashing. I think it's going to take a shot at Crixus standing in the back, as he's got the high ground, and the warg has to dash to get to you guys, and it cannot act. Crixus, 12, misses, right?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. That was 21 and 21 again. Sweet mother of Moses. This is unbelievable. This warg comes like racing over, wheeling on you, Halric, from behind. The rider fires a shot from the bow as they close at you, dwarf, and then the warg itself goes for a bite.
Yes. Yeah.
The bow misses. 19 hits.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take 13 points of piercing damage, and I need a strength save.
All right.
And you're on deck, Crixus.
Fail.
Crixus, you are knocked prone. I'm sorry, Halric, you are knocked prone as the warg just hammers into you, right? And I think it gets a piece of your forearm, digging down in your arm, and it just yanks you, throwing you to the ground. It's hard to knock a dwarf over too, but this thing did it. 19, Crixus, you're up.
I'm going to move up, and I'm going to clobber the wolf. No. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to clobber the first thing I'm going to do is swing my warhammer at the goblin rider.
Got it. Go for it.
That's the first thing. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Okay. So we see Crixus grab this ledge and he yanks himself, jumping, landing in this crouch, the warhammer yanking off his back, and you step in swinging at this rider.
Rolled a 20, but I rolled damage.
You're not supposed to say I rolled a 20. You're supposed to go 20.
Well, I rolled damage, and I wasn't
Come on.
thrilled with the amount of damage I got. So I was like, "Is that it? That's kind of lame."
I feel underwhelmed.
It seems kind
damage,
of.
But
I don't know.
Points of damage.
It doesn't seem right.
Far better than no damage. The warhammer crack just smashes into this rider, having an arrow jutting out of his shoulder already. You crack, you blast him. His body tumbles off the back of the rider, broken and shattered, and the warg is turning on you, Crixus. That's your action. You have a bonus action and some more
spiritual weapon on spiritual weapon on the warg.
Nice. What does your spiritual weapon look like? What does it look like as we see this guy conjure a spiritual weapon?
Spiritual weapon is an actual, I would say, not a tiny, but a small dragon. Almost, if anyone knows what Lockheed is from the X-Men.
Oh, yeah, we know.
Picture Lockheed. A dragon, looking like that. If anyone watched the New Mutants or anything like that, the movie, Lockheed appears in it. But picture a small, sort of about a size, a little bit bigger than a cat, attacking.
Okay, excellent. This little draconic manifestation, glowing and glimmering.
And from behind me, does that get an attack opportunity, advantage, or no?
It doesn't, unfortunately. Okay. Spiritual weapon doesn't count for flanking and all that stuff, so it misses with the 9. Right, that's really unfortunate. Still, rider down, the spiritual weapon is conjured. This little dragon flying over the warg in defense of you. Crixus, that was your action on 19. Hey, thank you so much, Trace.
Wait, I get the move too.
Mm-hmm. You still have more movement.
I'm gonna move around to the rump or right around here of the warg.
Got it. You like dart around like behind it, scurrying to the other side. This is a terrible place for us to be on the map. Nobody can see anything. I can see you now. Okay, good, perfect. Thank you. Crixus. That was your action. That was your movement. That's your bonus action on 19. This last idiot goes. His warg racing down, racing. This is Harry, you guys. There are 5 of them. Now only 4 riders, but still many wargs. And I think as he's coming, he fires a longbow at the dwarf. No, you're prone at Crixus, who's standing up back. 13 misses Crixus. You see this arrow like flying at you. Woo, you yank yourself out of the way. They're like tiny spectral dragon, like. That's their turn. Hulric, you're up on 11.
Oh man, this got ugly quick.
Yeah.
All right, Warhammer, 2-handed, just swinging right over the top hard.
Hulric like yanks himself back up to his feet, grabs the warhammer.
Yeah, 20. Nice.
That's how we do it.
Oh gosh,
That's how
scary.
we do it. Nice. See, that's just pretty close to your crit too, Mike. For 12 points of damage, we just see the dwarf like, and the warhammer cracks into this thing's face for 12 points of damage. The warg like, blood like spraying out of its mouth. Hulric, that's your action. You have movement and a bonus action.
Second attack.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
5th level. 5th level.
Try to
Second
deny
attack.
that to me. Come on, man. Same
Second
thing. Comes
attack.
around like a baseball bat with the flat side of the hammer.
19
Nice.
hits solidly.
Nice.
23 even. Crack! The hammer
6.
smashes into this thing for another 6. That's 18 total. You hear like bones crack in the thing's ribs as this Adamanite black metal warhammer, cobbled together from the pieces taken from Erie's uncle's workshop, just decimates this thing. It's still up. Hulric, that's your action. You have movement and a bonus action.
That's everything, man. I'm gonna stay put.
Okay, Erie Vandrin, you're up on 6.
All right. Yuri's
Erie
gonna.
Vandrin, Silver Spark.
Yuri's gonna turn towards the ones around Angus, and the one that is to kind of that she's facing to the right of Angus.
Mhm.
She will cast at the rider with bolt.
What are you casting at the rider? I'm sorry.
Huh?
What are you casting at it?
Witch bolt.
Witch
Also, I want
bolt.
it at level 2.
This is when I sing Witch bolt.
Witch bolt.
I can't sing to my D&D players, you guys. They hate it. 21 hits. So this is kind of like in an awkward spot. Like it's in this space up here. I have it like tilted diagonally. So you do not have disadvantage on the ranged attack roll. The Witch Bolt connects at the rider for 13 points of lightning damage.
Nice.
We see this tether of energy extending out from the end of the tiny gnome's staff, right? Just
can
like
choose that.
frying.
You can choose to add a D8 damage to that if you'd like.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Hulric, or Angus, the Valor Bard, you're allowed to use his inspiration for damage if you so choose, Erie.
I'm gonna save it.
Okay.
Save it.
The rider, still up. Erie, that's your action. You have movement and a bonus action?
Yes. I'm going to. Are they melee? Is the warg melee?
Yeah.
With me?
I mean, no, it wasn't, is what I'm saying. You still have like the 5 feet of space, or that last attack would have been at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Like ranged attack rolls in melee are disadvantage, right?
So yeah, I'm gonna take one step back.
Okay. I'm trying to get this just perfect. It's not gonna work. You take one step back, like boom, you feel your back like thunk into Ulrich's, right? And I think there's that moment where you glance over your shoulder at the dwarf facing off against the second ward. Crixus looming over the lot of you, as far as he can conceivably be from the rest of this mess up here. Eerie, that was your turn on 6. Angus, you are up on 23.
Sorry, I'm like hypnotized by that freaking spiritual
Sword?
weapon.
You like that? That's
Yeah,
not bad.
I do like that.
I love it.
I'm jealous.
I am going to drop my bow and take out my mento's short sword of quickness that the wonderful Nalus, the dwarf, gave to me. And I am going to attack the... It's probably a little easier to hit the warg than the rider, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, not from an armor class perspective.
No. Yep. It's like down low to the ground, and the rider is like up high, right? He's
I'd have to like reach over the warg to hit the rider, and blah blah blah. So I will, with my short sword of quickness, I will lash out at the warg ahead and to the left of me, to the northwest.
Got it. So we see Angus yank out this like ancient dwarven short sword, the steel like flashing in the light, and you stab.
20!
You guys are giving it back to me this week. This is impressive.
Yes.
I really needed you to roll this well for this fight, by the way, or this stream is screwed. So roll damage, 11 points of damage on the warg. I think the warg's like, and it like speaks. You're like, that's not great, Bob. Angus, that's your action.
As
Bonus
a
action?
bonus action, the short sword of quickness allows me to attack as a bonus action as well. So
Sure does.
I
Impressive.
will do so against the same warg.
Oh my god!
Oh, what is
We're
going
dying.
on
We're
tonight?
so
Roll
going to
20.
For sure.
Roll 20. It's literally
Oh.
rolling 20.
This is like hitting black 20 at the roulette table. It's like the thing I
I'm
don't think is
like-
going to happen, but it.
I don't even know. Like,
Oh
what
my
to
goodness.
say right now. This is incredible. 13 points of damage. Ulrich, Angus, why do I keep mixing your names up? Angus, you're like, whoosh, the first like stab lightning fast, and I think you just like spin the sword like jamming it up under the jaw of this thing, right? The warg collapsing underneath its rider. The like goblin-like figure tumbling off the top of this vicious mount that it's on. His bow like spinning away from him as he's like grabbing the spear off the saddle while he goes. Angus, that was sick. That was your action. That was your bonus action. You want to move?
Did the warg drop?
It's dead.
Okay. Then, like, what does that imply for its rider? Then is it just is the rider kind of like trying to figure out, like, is the rider like on the ground? Is the rider still?
Yeah. The rider like tumbles off of like the dying warg, right? As the thing like drops down sideways, he like yanks the spear, his bow flying away from him, and he's now like prone on the ground with his spear.
Yeah, the other warg's right there though, so I'm going to just stand tight.
Okay. You better stand tight. That was incredible. Angus Brighthorn, what a turn. On 22, this is going to be rough, though.
And that's
now I'm going to feel
no
guilty. Yep, that is no bull.
That was bad. That wasn't even like.
It's gonna be Minotaur.
On 22, this one comes like racing in on you. Okay.
Oh shit! Oh, Rich, no, I was attacking the one in the northwest of me.
Wait, you were?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry, doesn't really matter in the extent of things. Not a big deal.
It does, just because the one on the right is like imperfectly placed and my OCD is going wild, but that's okay. With that, like, this goblet is still standing here. The second one comes bearing down on you. The spear, like a lance, as it's like leaning off the top, it's like jammed the bow back into the kind of saddle harness. Oh, that's 11, misses. Your like short sword flashing, moving faster than possible, deflects the spear out of the way, but the warg leaps, biting at you. 22.
That'll hit.
Okay, so you take 10 points of piercing damage and you strength saving throw.
Made my strength saving throw by 4.
Got it. This one right here, he like punches out at you with the spear, and the warg attacks. 15.
Is, I believe, a miss. I am armor class 16 with my shield.
Nice. 20. The like.
I guess that's warranted.
It is. The like rider punches out with the spear, and your shield comes up on the other side. Dang! Angus is in trouble, you guys. And the warg is like grabs him for 15 points of piercing damage, and you are now prone.
Yep, I am. No bueno.
That was 22. 21. This little idiot, having like tumbled up off of his mount, he like climbs up. Oh no, he doesn't. You're prone, and he's already got advantage on you while you're on the ground. So he punches down at you with the spear while you're like on your back, trying to kind of get your feet. 19.
Yep.
For 6 points of piercing damage. I think like your sword comes up like trying to deflect the spear, but it like glances off, like running down your arm, gouging into your forearm, right? This insane cluster of initiative is very, very weird. Crixus, this guy is dead, but the warg is not. And it did just get smashed by Hulric though, so it like goes for Hulric. 24 hits.
Solid hit.
Hulric, you take another 10 points of piercing damage, and I need another strength save.
I feel like Rich is doing like some kind of trigonometry right now. I don't know what's going on.
No, it's me.
Oh, it's you. Okay.
Yep.
Cools.
Trigonometry. It's funny. We were just talking about the other night how Dungeons and Dragons doesn't respect the Pythagorean theorem. And I was like, well, it used to. And I think that was a really bad thing. You know, like D&D players not like great at trigonometry, you know. 19. You are
take offense at that.
Yeah, me too, by the way.
I gotta, yeah.
Not offense.
Okay,
It's
so
like
we'll
you got
start
one
next
well,
week's
it's like
episode
the
calculating
Pythagorean
some
defenders.
hypotenuse and inverse angles. We're going to do some trigonometry next week.
Actually, I play D&D because I like the math.
I do too. I like the math. I really love the math. Hulric, you take another 10 points of damage as this warg like above you, like, and I think that your hammer like comes up, but just the force of the thing like hammering back into you, right? It's just a lot for you to bear. That's 10 points of damage. You are not knocked prone. Crixus, you're up on 19.
Okay.
Stuff's getting dramatic behind me.
The warg in front of me is still moving, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I do have a spiritual weapon. So I guess the first thing I'm going to do is this. I'm going to cast this. I guess I'm going to cast Erupting. I'm going to do this. Hold on one second.
So we see Crixus begin casting, conjuring the power
I call
of
it
magic.
Erupting Dragon. A stone dragon erupts from the ground.
It's like Imagine Dragons. Go ahead. If you click it, it should actually do the damage and all that stuff.
I
Got
just
it.
want to show
So-
you first what I'm doing. I'm sorry.
No, I dig it. I love it. It's good for the chat. I'm sure
This
they
one's
like it.
it.
But so with the erupting earth, a point on the ground within range, 20 feet of earth. So where are you trying to focus it? Over here in front of Angus?
Correct. I'm doing it. Like there's a line that actually looks like it would hit both wargs. So in a box, right in front of Angus.
Erupting dragon sounds like a yoga pose.
But you know what? I'm gonna
Yes.
let's see.
A 20-foot cube.
So I want it to be literally like. Do you see that, Rich? My line? Or no?
Yep. I mean, I just put the thing here, right? Is that good?
I didn't see anything what you did.
I see it.
Oh no, it's like. Why you won't? Hold on a second. I gotta show you what I was doing. Come a second. Why is it not working for me? I'm trying to click it. It's by the two wargs. You did it like in the middle, but I guess why is it not working for me? Well, anyway, that's the damage. They got to roll saving throw. The two of them at least.
Oof, 20
That's it right here.
points
See,
of
Rich?
damage.
That's it. See what I'm saying? There it is. See?
No, I think you're kind of like lagging out or something. I
No,
don't
no,
see
you
what
see
you're
it now?
doing. Yep. So you don't
Just
want
shift
it
it
in
to
that
the-
area. You want it like over here, like this is what you're saying.
Yeah. Do you see the blue or no?
I do, but I'm trying
He
to just
moved.
place
He
the
moved
box
it. Like,
right.
are you cool with where he moved it?
He's
Oh,
trying
to
to
the
not
left?
hit Angus, right?
Right, he wasn't hitting Angus. Got it. I got it. You're gonna get those two. They're gonna roll saving throws. All these guys.
Yeah. But essentially, it's blocking that little. It's in front of Angus. That's correct, and it's kind of blocking that like little, I guess, pathway or whatnot. Because it's 20 feet, you know.
Yep. That's why I had it the other way, right? So it does actually like block the path, right? If you put it like this, it'll block the path and hit
Yes.
Angus.
There's a path to the north and a path to the northeast. It depends on which path you want to block.
Got it. These guys, one makes a saving throw, the other one fails. So we're going left to right. This dude here makes a save. He takes half damage, correct?
Yes.
So that's 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And this is all also super difficult terrain. The one to the right fails, taking 20 points of bludgeoning damage on top of the damage he already received. Wait, he didn't receive damage because Angus attacked the other one. So he's still up, but it's badly hurt. Meanwhile, this one back here is also actually in this area, so it will also roll a dexterity saving throw. That's kind of why I placed it there. For 9, that's a fail. It takes 20 points of damage. Holy.
I didn't even see that one. I was scrolled down.
I know. I believe you. Crixus, the ground like surges up, the snow tumbling in with earth and rock as everything like rumbles, and you see the legs of these friggin' wargs getting like sucked almost into the ground, rocks like crunching and breaking at their feet, yanking them down in, shards exploding up underneath them. Crixus, that was pretty friggin' formidable. That's your action. You also have movement and your bonus action.
I'm gonna actually heal for a bonus action instead of using spiritual weapon. I'm gonna
Titan's heirs assemble, says Crafted. Hell yes, for real, dude.
I'm gonna heal Angus using a second level spell slot. Healing word.
What makes
I
you
don't
think I'm hurt?
Oh, okay. So just for any of you guys out there watching, like, you know, rules as written, you could only cast a cantrip and a standard, like, spell in the same round, but I'm home brewing that, like, you know, the house rule is, like, you can cast as many spells as you're able to. So if you have a bonus action spell and a regular spell, you could do both in the same round.
Yeah,
That's fine.
we supposed
I love it when they run out of spell slots.
I will take the 10 points of healing. Angus from the ground goes, "Thank you, little brother."
These
Don't you know?
orgs look badly hurt. Crixus, that was 19. That's your action. That's your bonus action. You're going to hold your ground, right?
Yes.
That brings us to this idiot. The rider, I think that the warg, like, pulls back a little bit here. Okay. I think that it, like, darts up here.
I thought the warp took off and like the rider just stayed.
I know.
Yeah.
Just left the rider like, hey, wait a minute, dude.
That must have
The
been
rider, I think at this point, the first one of them calls out in this common, like, surrender! You're outnumbered and there's more of us coming! Drop your weapons! You might yet live through this! Do you guys surrender? No? Oh, okay.
What?
It's not my initiative yet, Rich. I can't
It's
tell
not
you.
my initiative. And I think
Eerie screams. She's just like, never!
The Polk has yet to begun the fight. What are you talking about?
this guy takes a shot down at you, Eerie, with the bow, as the warg is kind of closing in on you. 19, does that hit?
Do I have to answer that?
Well, actually, you could add a D8 to your armor class.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd make it. I'd have to roll 5 or higher.
Which is a 50% chance on a D8.
I'll take the 3 piercing.
Yeah, but now that we know it's 3 piercing, take the 3 piercing.
Yeah. I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay.
The guy puts an arrow into Tiny Eerie. The warg comes racing up, looming down like over this ledge, and tries to bite the tiny gnome. This is the first combat that Eerie didn't get like obliterated immediately, though. This is rough, though. 24 hits, unless
How tall
You
is
got
the
anything,
ledge?
it's not that high. Like behind you here, it's only like a little like 4-foot ledge, right? The thing is like rears down over, gets down low. These guys have been attacking over it. Like if Hulra can swing over it, it can reach down to
Fair.
bite you.
Rich, did
it's
you
taller
I'm
over
trying to use
here.
my
but-
height.
difficult terrain, by the way?
Yep, I sure
Okay.
did. It bites you for 10 points of damage, Eerie. Make a strength save, DC 13.
Great. Love that.
Well,
Love that.
10 is your temporary hit point, so that's fine.
Well,
That's really good,
yeah. Now I'm getting into my. I need strength saving throw.
Mhm.
E.
Yeesh. I was just saying, you've got the
Eerie.
D8, but yeah, that's not going to help with 2.
You are also knocked prone. This thing like picks you up off the ground, like and like throws you back down, and I think you fall like sideways into the dirt and the snow and the stone. Okay, that was those guys. Hulrick, you're up on 11.
How does this thing look in front of me?
Pretty hurt.
Yeah. Okay.
Your spiritual weapon also vanished, Mike.
Why?
I'm sorry, but the erupting earth. Never mind. I thought erupting earth was concentration.
Nope.
That's my bad. It doesn't vanish. I take it back. Hulrick.
Okay. Can I go one-handed and draw my hand axe off my belt?
Mhm. Mhm.
All right. So I'm going to attack.
Well, okay. So 2-weapon fighting. Both weapons need to be light weapons, and the Warhammer's not a light weapon. So you can like throw your hand axe. I just want to make sure like you can't attack.
I'm
with
not.
both
I'm
of
going to
them.
throw the hand axe.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So
Yep.
I'm going to swing one-handed for the one in front of me.
Wait. Hold on. I'm confused. With the hand
no.
axe.
No,
Okay.
I'm going to swing with the Warhammer, the one in front of me, and I'm going to throw the hand axe at the one that attacked Eerie.
You can't because they're not both light weapons. Like you can't.
Okay.
That's still attacking with both your hands. You know what I mean? It's one or the other. You could pull the hand axe and chop and then throw it, but you can't use the Warhammer.
No.
Does that
Yeah,
make
I'm
sense?
with you.
Let's drop Warhammer and then picks up the war axe and
Yeah,
throws
that's
it.
never really an option. So, all right. I'm just going to swing.
It's about the
two-handed.
damage dice, right?
There we go.
17?
17 hits. You smash this thing with the Warhammer.
Yeah.
For
Yes.
13 points of bludgeoning damage, and with that, you just like shatter its face in, right? It drops dead to the ground at Crixus's feet.
Can I
need to do
move
it.
prior
You're
to my
need to
moving
roll
in
it.
second
action. Yeah,
I need to roll a 20 to do 13 points of damage.
So I'm going to move up here and swing for that warg. Again,
left or right? Which one?
the one to my left.
Okay, you're going for the one that's on Eerie. That's a 10, misses. You like swing up over the ledge and the thing like pulls back. You just like don't have enough range, right? It like hooks into the top of the hill. No dice. That's your 2 attacks. You have more movement and your bonus action.
I'm going to act.
You're,
Was
like,
this the one that
standing.
told us to surrender? The one that jumped up
Yeah.
there? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. I'm going to action surge and I'm gonna just yell at the rider. You can carry my lifeless body back to the wench on the disc, and
Ulrich said wench.
Erie's laying on the ground. Ulrich said wench.
Language.
Ulrich said wench.
Assembling.
No.
It did not.
You might be lagging.
It is definitely lagging.
Oh, yeah, good. Wait.
That's a ton of rolls right there. The 20 is the first one.
Good. I was making sure that also was what everybody else saw first, too.
Yeah. I had
not
to,
the 13.
Oh, yes. Nice. For 13 points of damage. This was on the warg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't reach the rider.
Yeah.
It drops the warhammer. Crack! And you, again, the second one in as many seconds, crush its head. You hear the neck like crack, snap, and the warg's corpse like collapses, hanging over the edge of the cliff. The rider like stumbling off, right? You still have one more attack from your action surge.
Oh, I did not realize that. Okay. Can I reach the rider at this point or no?
Yeah, now he's on the ground. I think like the warg falls forward, right? Its head kind of lolling over the cliff, and the rider in the saddle is like hanging a little bit over the cliff now, still like seated on the back of the thing, right? So yeah, you can reach him.
We'll swing again. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, critical one. I think you swing the warhammer up, and he's like, he jams at you with the spear and like hooks under it and shoves it down, and I think he cracks you on the wrist, and you drop the warhammer. It falls onto the ground, almost like smashing into poor Erie as she's like, Ulrich said, wait, whoa! The warhammer hits the ground next to her. Ulrich, that's your action. That's your action surge. That's your movement. You want to use a bonus action?
I do not have a bonus action, so that's it.
Second wind. Your second wind is a bonus action.
Yeah.
Erie,
you know what? I will.
I
will use the second wind.
I didn't mean to make
No,
you.
it's
I'm
a
just
valid
saying
point.
that's the one thing
really
I know
good.
you
I
have.
appreciate it.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I like the idea that you accidentally, in the excitement, threw your warhammer instead of the axe, and that's what the one was.
And the second wind is a D10, if I remember right?
1d10 plus your level.
All right. Let's.
So, you grit your teeth, getting 7 hit points back as you like brace yourself in this fight for the long haul.
All right.
Erie.
Yeah.
You're up on 6. You use half your movement pulling yourself back up to your feet.
I do. And I will just, still holding with the arc of lightning stretched to that rider. I'll just hit it again.
Erie, like laying on the ground, this tether of lightning reaching out from the end of her staff. She surges it again. So go ahead, roll damage. Oof.
And I will add
points.
my inspiration to this one.
Nice.
Plus another 3, that's 11 points of damage. I think you see like, and the rider's like, and like smoke starts rolling up from underneath the armor. The spear falls out of his hand, and he's like still in the saddle on the back of the warg, but like lifeless, unmoving. Erie, that's your action. You have movement and a bonus action.
Gosh.
You are in threat range of this guy. He's like poking the spear down at Ulrich. He'll take an attack if you move.
I'm gonna still move back anyway.
Okay, got it. It punches out at you with the spear. 18.
You can roll armor class.
She used it. She just used it.
Sorry.
You take 5 points of piercing damage as it like jams you in the shoulder. You feel the spear like lance down, clipping you, like digging through the robes. 5 points of piercing damage. Erie, that's your movement. Angus, you are up. You use half your movement, pulling yourself up to your feet. The rock in front of you is this explosion. It's all like turned over. The warg's having trouble moving in it, but you still have one warg, a warg and a rider, and this rider up here looming over you. What would you like to do?
know enough about the spell to know that, like, if the rider stays in that disrupted area of Earth, will it take damage?
No, so the damage was immediate and then gone, and now it's just difficult terrain.
Angus is going to focus on the rider to his north, and he is going, well, the rider and the warg, and he is going to cast Cloud of Daggers. So he takes out a sharp sliver of glass from his pocket, and he does, and he's going to cast it on that space. So I'm guessing this will impact both the rider to the north and the warg it is on.
It absolutely does. So you conjure this cloud of daggers on top of the warg and rider. We see this spinning, whirring, just cloud of blades eviscerating them. Go ahead and roll some damage.
It does not take damage until the start of its turn there.
Right. We went through this, and we did do our homework. Right, at the start of its turn, it'll take 44 points of damage. It's just not going to save.
But it wasn't last time though? Didn't we say because?
I ruled liberally, but that's not how it works. It takes damage at the start of its turn.
When it enters the spell's area for the first time, does that
or starts its turn there?
Right, it's when it starts its turn there, because he didn't enter the space like Kerr put it on him.
It'll still take damage. There's no avoiding it. It's just when it takes
it.
At the start of its turn.
Yep. Angus, that's your action. You have a bonus action of movement.
Bonus action? You know what? I'm going to attack the warg to my northeast with my Sword of Quickness.
You can only use the bonus action attack when you take the attack action.
I think we... 1 second here.
Sure.
Okay, that's also attack as a bonus action.
Rules.
But okay. We did it last week. Never mind then. Well, then you know what? Just so I don't waste the bonus action, I will use Bardic Inspiration on Ulrich.
Oh, come on. I want a limerick.
There once was a dwarf named Ulrich who was a pro with a dwarf pick. He had a strong beard that was really quite feared, and he was very quick. His head was not thick.
I'll take it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ulrich, inspired. That was very inspiring. You're like, my beard is feared. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is Angus's turn. Now to the madness at hand. Go ahead and roll all this damage. Let's see what ends up dying over here.
10 points to the rider and the warg.
Okay, they're both still up. And so I think that this is brutal. Okay. They can't move.
Right.
Nope.
You fucked them so badly.
Well, they
guys.
could.
This
They
is
can
really
move.
well
They'll
done.
just. It's
Yep.
just difficult
So the
terrain.
warg is going to race out this way. It is. That is 5, 10. That's 20 feet of its movement. It still has an additional 20 feet of movement.
Actually, Rich, you know what it is?
So-
It's an attack of opportunity.
It sure is. Yeah, it's definitely an attack of opportunity for you.
Yes.
Oh!
20!
Nice.
Terrifying. Did you guys see that? Go ahead and roll
13.
an
See, I
insanity
need,
damage.
I
Page
need
4.
to get a natural 20 to do 13 points of damage, unlike my dwarven friend who is strong of beard.
The warg or the rider?
This would have been on the warg.
Oh, the warg dies. You stab it as it turns to dart away. Your hand just punches out lightning fast, straight through the ribs. and it's like dead before the blade even like comes back out, right? The thing like drops the daggers, by the way, like this is horrific what's happening is it's like laying in the cloud of daggers getting shredded to pieces. And I think that we see the rider like they're too much for us, we need to get out of here. And he like darts back this way, the bow like gone behind him. I think that he's gonna break, man. He's not here for this.
Nice.
He runs, darting behind this tree. So he's got cover from this tree trunk, okay? But he just starts like running away from you guys. Like, you all need to run. This is too much for us. Who are these children?
Jerry like screams out of his house. That's right. Run from the heirs of Erkengard.
Angus is like,
Tiny gnome
don't
of terror.
confirm.
Yes, confirm. Are you kidding?
Angus Brighthorn, are you kidding? Don't use my real
This guy
name.
is dead.
Not me.
The warg next to you, Kurt, is still up. So it's got advantage. It's flanking with all these other idiots. It attacks Angus.
Oh.
9s.
You know what I say to that?
9.
9.
Yes. Mighty 9 energy coming through big. That is that guy on 22. Next idiot on 22 goes, oh, no, wait, that was him already. That was the next idiot on 22. This idiot on 21, he, like, turns looking over his shoulder at his friend running, and then he looks back at you, and he's clearly, like, knows you're going to hit him if he attacks. God, I think he takes the disengage action. I think he disengages.
That's fair.
And he climbs up on this ledge and runs.
Well, that's fine. Little as you know, I already used my reaction, so I couldn't have taken another attack.
I know, but like he doesn't know that exactly. These guys are all dead. Crixus, you're up.
Wait, the goblin in front of me, is he dead too?
No, this dude is still alive.
All right, so I'm gonna go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for him,
Got it.
and I'm going to.
We see Crixus step in,
Oh, wait,
his
here it is.
like rocky draconic form warhammer clutched in one
Hey,
hand.
how big was the lip that creature just climbed up this one?
It's about the same. It's like 5 feet, right? He like grabbed the top and like scrabbled himself up. He lost 5 feet of
I
movement.
guess
That thing.
I can move over here. Do I get advantage from him or no?
Yes.
All right, so I hit, and then
Because you moved him
It's
30.
damage.
That's why I'm asking. Sorry, I don't want anybody to escape.
I know you know. I like you guys rules lawyering me. I love it. 7 points of damage. Okay, Crixus, you like smash this guy with the warhammer.
yeah, he's still up, I assume.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna hit him. He's also gonna take an attack from the spiritual weapon as well.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, that was awesome seeing the little blue weapon move.
Yes.
I
That
don't know if
scratched all
does
the
that
reds.
hit though or no? I
That
don't-
scratched all my itches. It does not get advantage. 9 misses.
Okay.
That's Crixus's action and his bonus action. Crixus, you step up like wham and just crack this guy as he's still seated in the saddle of this dead warg. The spiritual weapon closing in on top of him, and I think now he's like looking around, like turning at his allies as they run, and he's like, come back, you cowards! She'll burn you alive. It'll be a worse fate than at these fools." And it like wheels at you, Crixus, with the spear. And like punches out at you. 21 hits. I think, right?
Yeah,
Hits
yeah.
21 for 5 points piercing damage. He punches the spear like past the guard of your shield, your weapon, and gets a good like dig in on your arm. That's his turn. Ulrich, you're up on 11.
I am going to. I hear something whispering in my ear. I'm going to climb up the cliff. That's 5 feet, right?
Mhm.
Is that yes?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. And I'm going to move over to here, and I am going to take my hand axe of throwing for that guy.
Ooh.
Okay, you climb up over like the corpse. You like grab a handful of the warg itself, pulling past, and the guy next to him is like, like stabbing at you with the spear. You know, you like batter it away with the hammer, yanking your hand axe out and throw it at this guy.
Get the hell out of here.
I think you like stumble over the corpse of the warg, right? You're like pulling yourself up. This guy is like punching at you with the spear, and I think you stumble and like woo, and the hammer. It's kind of like one of these real goofy tosses where like it lands just in front of you. Like, God damn it! That's your first attack.
All right. I'll use my bonus action to recall it back to my hand. The disgusting 2 feet, and I will throw it again at him.
You were
wrong
lefty.
thing.
That's
Sorry,
what
my
the
bad.
problem was. No problem. 22 hits.
Nice. 7 again. 7 was meant to be.
7 points of slashing damage. The hammer, like, or the axe rather, digs into his shoulder, and he's like, ah! Turning around. The axe, like, still embedded in him. Ulrich, that's your action. You have some more movement and a bonus action, but I don't think you have a bonus, right?
I used my bonus action to recall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't have another bonus action, right?
Nope. You just have movement. My bad.
Okay. How many more feet of movement do I have?
15.
All right. I want to move around the bush to like here. You know what I mean?
Got it. Yep. Go for it.
And I know I get the attack opportunity.
Eerie, Vandrin, Silver Spark.
Does the rider get an attack opportunity?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
10 misses. He was like stabbing madly at you as you like step out of his range, but you like it casually like batter it away with the hammer. Eerie.
Eerie. The witch bolt, it's gone now, right? Because of the.
Yep.
He died. Okay. So she is going to, at the rider in front of Crixus, is gonna like, she like takes her staff and like, she's gonna cast Firebolt, but she just like conjures the fire and like grabs it, like throws it at him.
Nope.
Go for it. 22
Nice.
hits for 5 points of fire damage. He's still up.
That's it.
Okay, no movement.
Staying put.
Angus, you're up on 23.
John, don't forget you've got that D8.
Oh, valid point. Thank you.
You could have added that to your damage.
Yeah. I did forget.
Rich, does Angus have a clear shot on the goblin-oid creature? That one, yes.
You can see some of them sticking out from behind the tree, but he's got like 3/4 cover.
Is that an AC bonus or disadvantage?
It's an AC bonus. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure it's an AC bonus. It's not total cover. 3/4 cover. Yeah, he's got a meaningful bonus to his AC. For those of you out there curious how cover works, here you go.
Yeah, what we got left? We've got 3 riders and a warg still. Right?
Well,
yep.
Yeah, 3 X-Riders and a warg.
I just don't want to read this aloud to the players in case any guys out there are curious about cover.
I will. You know what? I'm still being attacked by a freaking wolf. So I'm just
yeah,
gonna
there
attack
is
it
still
with,
a
I'm gonna
warg
attack
on top
the warg.
of you.
I'm going to attack the warg with my sword. And Angus pauses and thinks, is that a visual rhyme? And he's trying to think, could I rhyme warg and sword? And he kind of absentmindedly pokes at the warg as he considers the poetic merit.
Angus caught up in his imagination.
And he hits, not a 20! AC 12 is a miss.
Yeah, it is. It is a miss. The thing.
Okay. Then for his bonus action, he will attack again with the short sword of quickness.
Gosh, trouble. 21 hits.
9 piercing with his short sword.
It like peels away from you after the first attack, and it's like coming down low, and I think you just come down in over it, driving the sword like right between its shoulder blades, like pushing it straight down into the ground. It is dead. So you still have your movement.
I will. I'm gonna move so that I'm at least somewhat flanking with Crixus.
Got it. You like take a couple quick steps backwards towards your allies, your friends, your family. Angus, that was you on 23. So all these 22 people are dead? Nope. This guy's on 22. He's running. He's gonna dash.
Which guy? Oh, that guy. Okay.
This fellow on 22, that whole pairing is dead. On 21, this guy goes. Yeah, he runs right to the edge of the fucking map, and I think he turns back at you, Ulrich, and he throws the spear. Oh, that was not good enough. I just saw the 20 and got all excited. 14. He throws the spear at you, and you're just like, knock it out of the way with the warhammer. Like, that was 22. 21. These fellows are all dead. Crixus, you're up.
Okay, great. I'm going to attack the goblin that's in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a hit? 15?
15 hits, yep.
Nice.
5 points of damage. Wow, that's terrible. He's still up, I assume.
Crack!
I'm going to hit him for bonus action, spiritual weapon.
He drops. You smash him with the warhammer, Crixus. Bam! I think you, like, swing it sideways, right? It takes him, like, right in the skull, and his head snaps. And the helm, like, comes flying, cartwheeling off of his head, and he falls onto the ground, laying next to Angus in front of Eerie. And Eerie, you like look over at this horrific, like, you know, Sapphire Legionnaire, this Warg Rider, this goblinoid, except that it's a gnome. It's not a goblin at all. As the helm comes like flying off of their head, like you're like looking at like this gnomish man, older than you certainly, but like in middling years, not like an old fellow by any means. Crixus, that's your action. You have movement and a bonus action.
Yeah, I use my spiritual weapon to attack the goblin to the northwest, and I hit for 24.
Well, I think you can't get it
feet.
to him. Mm-hmm. You have to recast to put a new spiritual weapon on him.
20 feet.
What, 20 feet?
You
You can only move it 20 feet per round.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so I can't do anything then. All right, so I'll
If
just
you
start
were to-
moving.
If you want to cast it again, you could. You know, that's an option.
No, it's okay. I'll just start running in that direction then.
Okay.
I'll do a dash, I guess. Which is
You can't dash because you just used your action, so you have your movement. You know.
okay.
What
So
I mean?
I'll move. So that's what I'll do then. Okay.
Okay, go for it. Move yourself. You got that. That's these guys, or that was Crixus rather, which brings us to this guy who is super dead. Ulrich, you're up.
So can I use an attack to recall and then attack again? To recall the axe of throwing, can I use an
You
attack?
gotta use your bonus action.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm trying to think of the mechanics of how I could recall it, throw it, and recall
the actual
it again.
like nuance of the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of like jams you up where like you can only throw it once this round, right? But you recall it as you're running this guy down, Crixus. You see the axe like vanish out of his shoulder.
Now, can I drop the axe and pull up my crossbow? My concern is that I'm going to throw the axe in this guy and it doesn't kill him and he runs away with the axe stuck in him.
To be clear, you still have movement and you can like get to him.
I didn't realize he was that close.
Mm-hmm. He's small like you are, you know what I mean? He's got short
Oh
legs.
yeah,
Man.
then I'm just going to attack him. All right, so
Yeah.
I'll leave the axe in him for the moment, and I will run up to him.
I'm going to move him here, and I'm going to shift you back, Mike, just for the sake of the map on the stream. But, okay, you're able to, like, run him right down, Ulrich.
All right, can I go here? Or you want me here?
I just haven't seen you moved yet. I think it's, like, lagged out.
Oh, sorry. I was holding it.
Yep, no, that's fine. That's great. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, you come, like, racing up on him. Okay, go for it. Make your attack.
All right, two-handed. Uh, 14
hits.
Damn.
That's enough. He doesn't have a great armor class.
7. And I will take my second attack on him. Same thing.
Crack! You smash the hammer down into him. Second attack.
Ooh.
Yeah, that hits.
Nice. 9.
I just totally killed Roll20 on the stream. That's hilarious. Sometimes I misclick things.
Yep. This is normal occurrence.
It is a normal
that's
occurrence, and it's a
okay.
catastrophic
It's okay.
problem when I always click the wrong thing
It's
in the middle of
okay.
the game because it closes all my handouts. It is okay. It's totally okay. It's just going to take me a second. I'm sorry I have to abandon the map. Ulrich, you run the guy down. Crack! Smash twice with
For total
one
of 16.
hammer, and he drops.
Nice.
He collapses to the ground at your feet.
All right. I'm going to recall my hand axe at throwing.
Well, you could just reach down and yank it out of his corpse, but sure.
Yeah, but I have nothing else to do with my bonus action. So.
Got it. Yeah, it's much more dramatic. This way. My bad, Thor. So, the hand axe reappears in your hand. I don't know. I can't see the map or the initiative or anything. So I think that, like...
Oh, they're all dead. You didn't realize?
Yeah.
They're all dead?
There's one guy left running from you. I just don't know who goes next.
It's
I'm
eerie.
23.
Eerie's
Okay.
up next.
Eerie, you're up.
Yeah, Eerie, like, seeing that those guys are good over the ledge, she starts running over to the other corpses and, like, ripping the helmets off.
You got one left.
Okay. You run up onto the ledge. You yank the helmet off of the one that's there. It's a halfling. Which one? This one right here?
Yeah,
It's a
the one
halfling.
closest.
Yeah, it's a halfling.
Were there halflings in Erkengard?
No.
I've heard of these things. If you put two of them together, they equal a human.
I mean, it looks very gnomish. You know, it's your size. This, like, brown hair, these sort of curls matted to the head from the helmet sweat, right? But it's this, like, youthful, unbearded, almost like cherubic face underneath this vicious helm that you yank off them. That's your action, pretty much, Eerie.
Yeah, she's just kind of, like, you know, a little bit in shock, like, doing this.
Okay. Angus, you're up on 23.
So the one to the north has kind of disappeared from view.
He's probably, got total cover behind that tree. I think at this point, between, like, all the stuff in your way.
I'm trying to think if it would be even, like, fun to just, like, hope for a 20 and just, like, launch an arrow in that direction. But I don't think that's narratively realistic. So everything's dead except for that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will cancel the Cloud of Daggers.
Okay.
Be gone. And by Gemini,
If you catch an angle on this guy, you'd be able to get, like, avoid his cover. You know what I mean?
it's funny you
just...
put the yellow arrow there because I was actually thinking about going up that slope. So I will go to there. I can't get that. I can't get to where you're drawing. Can I see him from up? Can I see him?
You can see him. He still has like some measure of cover, but you now have eyes on him. He's no longer totally obscured by the tree.
You know what? This is how great. I've rolled 320s so far this combat, right? So, as far as I know, I can do no wrong. Gosh, yes. I'm gonna fire my short bow off into the yonder distance and try to get this little sucker.
Excellent. We see like the short bow come up, arrow.
No, 15 probably won't do it, eh?
Negative. Not.
Thinking.
No, negative. Not with the cover. I had to do math. It like the arrow like sinks into a tree branch. You know.
I hit the tree, guys, and I will. Well, golly, I can't really heal myself now because I did this whole thing with the bow and arrow. So I'm going to just end my turn.
Okay. This guy goes. He is dashing.
He is quite handsome.
So he's able to move basically another 50 feet. He's off the map at this point, though. You guys can like still like vaguely make him out. He's like darting in between trees and stuff like this. That was his turn essentially. Crixus, you're up.
I guess I'm just gonna start running. I jump down.
Smite him.
Start running north. Or dashing north.
Got it. Can I just go down the line before I have you like talk about the rest of your turn? Like you're gonna dash after him. You're trying to like just close as fast as you can.
Yes.
Okay. Ulrich, what are you gonna do?
I believe he is at long range for my bow. My crossbow.
I think he's got like cover from all the trees and stuff too. So just keep that in mind.
Well, I
right?
think I'd be hoping for a 20. That'd be about it. You know what
okay,
I mean?
So
but I
gonna,
can't
like,
possibly chase this guy down. There's no chance. You know what I mean?
Well, you're the same speed as him. Yep.
Right. So we're going to move at the same speed infinitely because I would dash and he would dash and we would just keep doing this.
I hear you. Are you going to move or you just pull your crossbow and shoot?
I think I would probably move to wherever the highest portion of the cliff is. So maybe like over.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Perfect. Yep.
And then just fire. You know what I mean?
Go for it. Make an attack roll at disadvantage. You like dart over. You're like standing at the edge of the cliff, like.
Nope.
9 misses. The crossbow bolt hammers into a tree. Eerie, you're up. What are you gonna do?
I mean, she's gonna just run over to the other one and rip the helmet off.
As you rip the helmet off of this last one, it's got like this greenish goblin face. It's a goblin.
Huh.
Okay.
Big flopping ears, but it's totally a goblin.
So she kind of like yells after Angus, like, Angus, like, are you seeing this?
No, I'm trying to hit the guy that's running away.
I think Ulrich looks over and goes, the guy alive who can tell everybody where we are, the one still running away.
Stay here. They know where we are. Obviously.
Well, while you guys are having this conversation, I'm going to shift gears. Crixus, you're running this guy down, right? You're running down this last rider. So I think that we're like transitioning out of the combat. We will allow your friends to take their multiple long-range shots. Angus on the cliff to the east, short bow drawn, arrow coming out of the quiver. Ulrich on the cliff to the west, recocking the crossbow as he's like, the one who's getting away, like giving Eerie a little bit of a lecture about threat assessment. And you, Crixus Copperstone, youngest amongst this group, you're hammering through the snow, racing, darting in between these trees, your bare draconic feet kicking up earth underneath you, digging into the stone that is so much a part of you. Like Nemi, like the Scalabdur, and I think that
Well, Rich, I was wondering, like, while I'm doing this, I was wondering if it would make sense to use my scale to, like, I think it has an ability to jump. Would that make it better or no?
I don't know. You tell me. What would you like to do? I don't know what it does.
Can I see this guy or no?
Yeah, you're like darting in and out of trees. You could see him. He's in front of you. And I was going to say, like, we're going into like a chase. This is you running him down. So you're going to try to use your scale. The scale is like attached to your shield. Crixus, having been given this massive copper dragon scale that has like attached itself to the face of his shield. The single rune etched into it in turquoise. The rune denoting Ruldo, one of the 5 shepherds, the metallic, benevolent gods, living gods, draconic gods of Abrea. Are you going to conjure the power of the scale to jump?
Sure, why not? Okay, I'll try it. Why not? I'll definitely try it just to see how it works, because I don't.
Okay. I think we see like the shield has been in your hand this whole time. You needed a free hand to cast. The shield comes off, and we see the rune like glowing blue as we're watching you, Crixus. Make an athletics check.
Okay.
I'll also say as a note, like after a moment, like if they're seeing Crixus run off into the distance, I'm assuming we're gonna follow him.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I imagine, but like we're still sort of like in this nebulous space of like these guys are about to shoot again. So like follow him. What are you gonna do? How are you trying to like? You're still talking. You're like pulling helmets off
that's
people.
not like after a moment. Like,
okay. Okay, I got it noted. But Crixus, like darting, racing through the trees. I think we see the rune like flare, and you guys suddenly see Crixus like crouch down, like.
Wait, actually, I'm gonna actually put you on pause there, Rich. Let me just come in and do something that's correct. I think I have to actually say, by the razor wit of Ruldo, activate.
Yes. Yes, you hear him call out by the razor wit of Ruldo, and he leaps. He's like sailing through the air, right? Like a friggin' dragonborn genasi shot out of a catapult that was attached to a cannon in a circus with Superman and capes. I don't know. You land, and I think we see this tiny figure racing, and you easily are like closing the distance. Hulric and Angus, like this guy is at long range. You see Crixus is about to run him down. Are you want to taking shots at this thing? Eerie, meanwhile, is like, we need to follow him.
I will take one shot and then pursue.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm not, because I'll use the dash instead.
Okay.
Just so I can
Angus,
try to match.
Are you going to take a shot?
No, Erie's like, have you seen this? And Angus is like, seen what? He's easily distracted.
He is. Crixus, you are like running him down now. You jump, hitting the ground, like closing in on him, right behind him. What do you want to do?
What's the range on that jump? Can I ask?
It triples his jumping distance. So we could sit here and do a bunch of math. He just rolled a really high athletics check, but I'm just having him like out athletics check the goblin for the sake of not going 20 rounds where he closes 10 feet every one, you know. So what do you want to do, Crixus? You're right on top of this guy.
I'm kind of like running on like almost like all fours, and so I was kind of like doing like a leap, kind of the jumping, and then if I can't, I'll just leap and pounce on him again.
Okay, go ahead. Make another athletics check as you like, you guys see Crixus like leap up into the air again, coming down to pounce on this little guy.
Well, that's a 12.
That's okay, I think. Oof, 16. I think you like pounce on him, but he darts. You hit the ground next to him, and he like is running like sideways now. Like, what are you? What are you? Please, please. He has no idea. At this point, Hulric is like jumps down off the cliff and starts like racing after them. Eerie, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm like running after him as well.
Okay, you have to like avoid all this difficult terrain, so you have to like race along the edge of the cliff a little bit and like lower yourself down because you're not this big burly dwarf, right? But you hit the ground lightly and are like like racing down with Hulric. Angus, what do you want to do?
He's like following Erie, like just in terms of No, what? What's so interesting?
She's gone.
And I think,
We'll talk about
you
it
see
later.
Eerie is like dropping off the cliff racing after Hulrich, but as you glance back where she was standing, I think you see like one of these riders is a goblin, but the other two are like these pink-skinned people. One of them's a gnome, one of them's a halfling, and like clearly that's what she was talking about. And so, okay, and they're running. Crixus, now you're like right next to this guy. He's running, you're running.
It's almost beautiful. All these different races could come together to try to kill us. It really, it's
a fantastic thing, isn't it?
It's awesome. It really is.
What are you trying to do here, Crixus? You just want to attack him? You want to tackle him? Make another athletics check. Yeah, okay. Make an athletics check again.
Okay, cool. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. Yay!
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. We just see you like, and you barrel into this tiny little figure, taking him down easily under your mass. You're not enormous. You're not the tallest one, as has been noted, but you're really strong, and you're pretty heavy, and you have draconic kind of hands, which is cool. And so you grab this armored figure, smashing him into the ground, and I think the helmet like tumbles off, and we see he's another halfling, right? And he's like, "What are you, you monster? Please!" And I think that's where we have to leave our adventurers off tonight.
No!
That was super rad, you guys. That was an insanely dramatic combat, I have to say.
Wow, yeah.
So dramatic.
That was like
awesome.
wildly dramatic. I don't know if you guys felt scared. Did you feel scared at the beginning?
Yes, I was terrified at the beginning.
did.
I was
More
like,
came from the north.
totally gonna die. Totally gonna die.
Mike, impressive. Very impressive, Crixus Copperstone. Everybody, all of you guys with the mega crits, the freaking witch bolt, all of that stuff was really badass.
Later that night, Angus sits down with his journal. Dear Father, it was a hell of a battle today. We met the enemy on a cliffside. Several were mounted on the backs of wolves until we killed those wolves, and then they weren't mounted on the backs of them anymore. And he continues to kind of just write down just about like blah, 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 blah. Brother against brother. Blah, 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 blah.
That was good, Kurt. That was really fucking good. That was really good, man.
No.
Strong ending. Strong ending. Strong ending. My friends, thank you so much for joining me. Hey, all you guys in the chat who've hung out, thank you so much. Thank you, Casey. Thank you to everybody who like kicked the subs over. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. It like really means the world to me. Tabletop role-playing games, D&D specifically, is like it's part of my heart. These four people here are some of like my absolute best friends in the world, and the vast majority of them, my relationship really like was built with all of you guys through like playing this game together in a lot of ways. It may not be how I met you, but it's very much part of how we've like bonded to become so close. So thank you guys for being here with me. Kurt, what do you got going on? Anything you want to like plug or talk about before we part?
Not really. We'll continue to recommend that folks check out Immortals Phoenix Rising. Continue to recommend that people check out our kind of sister podcast over at Sabotage the DM on Twitch, twitch.tv/Sabotage the DM if you want some more fun streaming with actual actors with wonderful British accents.
They really are fantastic. I caught them this afternoon, and Joe was not DMing. I was like, "Oh, this is amazing!"
Yeah,
this is
they're on the. Rob, who I actually met the group through. I did this live, interactive, immersive spy thriller theater thing in London a couple of years ago, and that's how I met Rob. And Rob was he's doing a 2-week guest DM stint before they come back for their third season. So it's a kind of a 2-week one shot that they just started off today. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet, but I'm looking forward to it because Rob's first chance behind the wheel of of
That's
spearheading that.
wild, man. Congratulations, shows players DM from. That's lovely.
Shut up, Rex.
Awesome. Those Mike is DM for me. Mike has. John did way back in the day. I love those guys. They're really cool. They've been really supportive of us as we got going, and that's awesome. Go check out Sabotage the DM. Mike, what do you got going on?
Nothing much.
Okay.
I'll just repeat everything that Kurt just said. Ditto to what Kurt said.
Yeah, Phoenix Rising, Sabotage the DM, Warriors of Sunrise, right?
Warriors of the Sunrise, the Shinnecock. That's right, Shinnecock support them. They're
Warriors
on
of the Sunrise. Mike talked about it a little bit last week.
Shinnecock Indians. They need help fighting New York State.
They do. Go check them out. The Shinnecock Indians, indigenous people fighting
Please
against the
write to
government.
Governor Cuomo.
Story as old as time. Taylor, what's going on with you?
I was really smart, and you can go on my Twitter now, and my pinned tweet has all of my links. Got Redbubble, I've got my blog, my like personal website that has my like graphic design stuff on it.
You've been writing cool stuff lately. Not to say you weren't before, but a couple of things you posted this week were really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, this last one was kind of fun. I've been Reddit, the writing prompts Reddit subreddit is wonderful, and it's just full of great stuff to write about. This last one was just cool about like a divine, like, you know, being a failed hero.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just couldn't do it. So what happens then?
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a fun little thing. But yeah, stickers, writing. Hopefully sometime in the future I'll get a stream up at some point. Still trying to figure that out, but I was started to look into it today. So
Cool.
yeah. Doing stuff.
John,
Not
you want
much,
to recommend
man.
any home heating units?
What's that?
You want to recommend any home heating units?
No, that's okay. That's all right. I'm just debating whether I need to start building an ark here if it keeps raining, but that's all right. It's getting pretty bad.
You guys, thank you all for being here. You guys watching, thank you all for
thank
coming.
you guys.
Thank you all so much for the subs and the support and all of it. I really appreciate it. That is where we'll end our show tonight.
Good night,
Bye.
everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Good night,
Good night,
Chris.
good night,
Wherever
good
you
night.